Good evening, good evening, good evening, my brothers and sisters. Come on to the dinner table. Your brother Tony has prepared a good meal for you this evening. I look forward to talking to you all this evening. So come on in, come on in. You don't have to do nothing but bring yourself to the dinner table. Bring some more family members and friends because we got plenty of soul food to go around. I hope that you brothers and sisters had a very good day. And we're here at the weekend. We're on the beginning of a new week that's coming up. Thank God we're here today. So come on in, brothers. Come on in, sisters. You're going to enjoy this good soul food this evening. If this is your first time at the dinner table, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Tony M. Toomer, and I speak on relationships. When I speak on relationships, my brother and sister, I speak on relationship basically from a biblical point of view. I'm more biblical than worldly. When I say biblical, I believe strongly that God had a unique relationship with the man Adam. Second, he had a unique relationship with the woman Eve. Thirdly, he presented the woman to the man, and in the presence of God, Adam said, in reference to Eve, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, I should call a woman because she came from man. That's the type of relationship that I strongly believe in from the account of Genesis. If you don't believe in that type of relationship and you're at the dinner table, my brother and sister, you have what is called a free will. You could do whatever you choose to do. But if you're sitting at the dinner table, I basically talk from a biblical standpoint, as I said earlier. I believe strongly in God and the man had a relationship. God and the woman had a relationship. God brought the woman to the man, and there's a relationship between the man, the woman, and God when it comes to a relationship, a genuine relationship, how God preferred a relationship to be. He started, and the blueprint is a man, a woman, and God. That's how God started. He didn't start in no other kind of way. But if you have another preference, you do whatever you choose to do. But I choose to do it how God would like for it to be done. So I know different people have different opinions of relationship, but I'm telling you where I come from. And with that, my brother and sister, I would like to tell you that I speak on two different platforms. Currently, this is live. I talk on the book and I talk on the tube. If you're on the book, you might not see no comments from people on the tube. And if you're on the tube, you may not see no comment from the people on the book, but I can see it. So when I call out some names and stuff, you may be on another platform, but we're all family here. And like I said, my brother and sister, go ahead and invite some more family members and friends. And how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? So come on in, come on in. We got some good soul food tonight. With that said, my brothers, and with that said, sister, on the menu tonight, we are going to discuss at the dinner table, why does a man marry a particular woman above another woman? Now, this is going to be very important for you sisters. Listen, it's going to be very important for some of you sisters. You wondering this. Why does a man marry a particular woman above another woman? Now, when I say a man married a particular woman, let me tell you what type of man I'm talking about. I'm talking about a godly man. I'm not talking about a worldly man. I'm talking about a godly man, because as I always say, when it comes to a relationship, my brother and sister, God does not put our relationships together. Man and woman put their relationship together from a fleshly standpoint or physical or viewpoint, but God spiritually, he brings a man and woman together. And let me tell you this, my brother and sister, there's no surprise how God does it. Before creation, God had a plan. God predestined a certain man, a godly man, and a certain woman, a particular woman, a godly woman, to come together. Even though that man or woman could have went off course in his or her life, God, he brings that man and woman together, okay? So when God brings a man and woman together, it's for his glory, not the man and woman glory. When God brings a man and woman together, it's a picture of his son Jesus and a picture of the church. So God, son Jesus is like the husband, and the church is like the bride. So that's what I'm talking about. So you got to understand a man relationship and a woman relationship, it reflects the relationship between Christ and the church. How you doing, Sister K Love? How you doing? How you doing? Okay. Now, at those of you that are at the dinner table tonight, keep in mind the topic is on the menu. Why does a man marry a particular woman above another woman? How you doing, Mother? Welcome to the dinner table. Now let's go to God's word, and this is the appetizer. This is the appetizer as it is written in Proverbs 18:22. Again, as it is written in Proverbs 18:22. The man who finds a wife finds a treasure or a good thing, and he receives favor from the Lord. Now, when the Bible says in Proverbs 18:22, a man that finds a wife finds a treasure, it's not talking about the average man. It's talking about one of God's sons. That's what it's talking about. And the wife that's a treasure is talking about one of God's daughters. So when we read this passage from Proverbs 18:22, it's a godly man and a godly woman. So when a man finds a woman a treasure, God, he intervenes and he brings the woman to the man, just like he did. He brought Eve to Adam, and just like he brought Ruth to Boaz, and he brought Rebecca to Isaac. That's how God does it. God strategically bring a certain man and a certain woman together. So you got to keep in mind, it's a Christian man and a Christian woman, not a worldly man and a worldly woman. Now, the last time when we was at the dinner table, my brother and sister, we somewhat discussed this particular topic. Does a man really need a woman? That's what we discussed the last time when we were at the dinner table. Now, is there a purpose for a woman being in a man's life? That was the question that I put out there last time. Is there a purpose for a woman being in a man's life? And can a man be successful without a woman? Or to say it differently, you are familiar with R. Kelly. R. Kelly had a song out some years ago, and it was a song of truth. And that song of truth was when a woman is fed up. And then the chorus part say, or the main part of the song, there's nothing you could do about it. You all remember that song by R. Kelly. Now, what about this, my sisters and brothers? How you doing, Sister Fly? Saying you came to the dinner table. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Now, what about if a man is fed up? I talked about last time, I believe it was last Wednesday. What if a man is fed up? How you doing, Sister Sherry E. Smith? Welcome to the dinner table. Now, guess what, my brother and sister? There is nothing wrong. What can a woman do when a man is fed up? How you doing, my little sister Renee? What can a woman do? Now, this is not no beat down on no women. As you know, my brother and sister, when I talk about relationship, I talk about relationship from a man point of view and from a woman point of view. I don't side with women. I don't side with men, but depending on the content that I talk about, I may lean heavier to one gender than the other. But you better believe I'm going to bring the other gender into it. How you doing, Sister Teresa Toomer? Now, like I said, this is not no beat down on a woman or women in general that is having relationship problems, because there are a lot of women out there that are having relationship problems. Not only do you have problem when you're married, but there are a lot of single women out there that have relationship problems. Some women really need to ask themselves. This is what some women need to ask themselves. But what they need to ask themselves, need to look into the nearest mirror. And when a woman look into the nearest mirror, she need to say to herself, mirror, mirror on the wall. She don't need to say like the Snow White, the witch and the Snow White, but she need to ask herself when she look in there, mirror, mirror on the wall, why did that man leave me? Because there are a lot of women out there, when a man depart from a relationship, the woman needs to ask herself, is it something that he did, or is it another woman why he left, or did I contribute to it? Now, there are a lot of women out there. Now, sister, listen to me carefully. I'm not talking to you, sister, basic. I'm basically talking about worldly women, and I hope that I'm not talking about none of you sisters. There are some women that when a man leave them, they somewhat get into the victim mentality. Some women look at it like I'm a victim and this man left me. And then some women are when a man leave or a series of men leave, then a woman may get to the point where there's no good men. But sister, listen to me tonight. There are plenty good men out there, but they're hid in plain sight. Like how I said last time when I was talking to the brothers, there are a lot of good women out there, but they're hid in plain sight. Now, particularly this particular topic, listen up, my spiritual sisters. Listen up carefully. This is what a lot of worldly sisters are going through. And some of you spiritual sisters, you have been through it, and you may be going through it now. I don't know. But you need to listen to what's at the dinner table tonight, this good meal. And like I said, this is not no beat down on none of you sisters or women in general. Now, there are some women that wonder, why did he leave me for another woman? That's what some women are asking themselves right now on this particular night, a Saturday night. Why did that man leave me for another woman? And there are some women that wonder why I can't keep a man. And then there are another group of women that say, or they wonder, what does that other woman has what I don't have? And that's why we're at the dinner table tonight. We're going to discuss 3 points on why does a man marry a particular woman above another woman. Number one, question one. A woman need to ask herself, how did the relationship start? This is the first thing a woman needs to ask herself when a man leaves her. How did the relationship start? And it's very critical. This is the seed of the relationship. So listen up very carefully. How did the relationship start? Spiritual sisters, that's why when you get into a relationship with a man, the seed is planted. When you got into the relationship with a man, ask yourself this question. Was he in any other type of relationship with another woman? You got to ask yourself this question. Was that man in a relationship with another woman and you had knowledge of it? That's very critical. Now, I can understand if that man was in a relationship and you did not know about it. I can understand that. That's clear. But there are a lot of women that knowingly knew that man was in a prior relationship when he was dealing with her. Now, sister, if you had knowledge that that man was dating another woman and he called himself in a serious committed relationship with that woman, and he was living with that woman or that woman was living with him, but he called himself, he could say that he was in a complicated relationship. I'm going to talk about that probably tomorrow or Monday, Lord willing. And you all know about the complicated little thing, right? So the question is, did you know that man was in a relationship, especially if that man was married? If that man was married and that man left his wife for you, there is going to be a problem. If that man was in a relationship with another woman, if he was engaged or he had another woman that he was dealing with and you knew about it, what make you think that everything was going to be gravy if he came to you? There are a few women that I know firsthand that knew that the man was in a relationship with another woman. And a lot of these women that I know about, they are having problems in the relationship with that man. There are some women that knew a man was in a relationship with another woman, and they ended up marrying the man. Now, the thing about this, some women think that they are an exception to the rule. What make a woman think that she's an exception to the rule when she knowingly was in a relationship with another man? I mean, when she know that man was in another relationship with a woman, even though he left that woman and came to her, what make you think that everything was going to be hunky-dory to you? It basically never worked. It basically never worked. But it may appear to work for a time. It could be a few days, a few weeks, and even a few years. But normally it's going to come crashing in that woman's face. And however you got that man's sister, there is going to be another woman that's going to come into that man's life, and that man going to start being with the other woman. So, sister, I'm telling you this now. If you knowingly know that man in a relationship with another woman, and he leave that woman primarily for you, you're going to have some problems. If that man was married and he decided to leave his wife for you, God is not going to bless that relationship. Read my lips. God is not going to bless that relationship. I don't care whether you have a church wedding. I don't care what type of wedding you have. If that man was with another woman and he left that woman for you and you knew it, God is not in the relationship business like that. God wants a man and a woman to be in a relationship that is pure. Okay? The second question is, the second statement is, why buy the cow when you can get the milk free? Again, why buy the cow when you can get the milk free? What do I mean by that? There are some women, not only worldly women, but some godly women. You are in a relationship right now with a man, and you know that man is not a child of God. You know he's not a child of God, but you dealing with him on a subconscious level. You think that you can change that man. A lot of you sisters and a lot of these worldly women, you cannot change a man, or no man will not change for you. A man, the only way a man could change, he has to change in heart. And the only way that man could change in heart, he has to have a relationship with God the Father through the Lord Jesus Christ. So, sister, no man can genuinely clothe for you. So we're going to shut that part down now. If he changed, it's a benefit that he's getting by changing. So it's not for you. It's for that man if he changed. Okay? So you got to understand. And why did I say why buy the cow when the milk is free? If you, sister, playing the role of the wife, or if you a great actress and you playing the role of the wife, but you're not his wife, but you giving him all those wifely privileges, and he may play the role of the husband. He may call you wifey. You may call him hubby. Your family and friends may recognize your relationship, but it's not built on God. How you doing, Auntie Davis? How you doing? It's not built on God. God only put a relationship together between a man that's one of his sons and a woman that's his daughter. God does not put a spiritual man and a non-spiritual woman together. He does not put a spiritual woman and a non-spiritual man together. That is being unequally yoked. God does not endorse that relationship. I have said several times, and you have heard me say this, God does not put an unequally yoked relationship together. How you doing, Sister Brenda Lesser? Welcome to the dinner table. And again, Auntie David, welcome to the dinner table. Let me give you a situation. When I said unequally yoked, what is a yoke? A yoke, picture this in your mind, my brother and sister. Before tractors were on farms, what type of animal did a farmer use to help cultivate the ground? He mostly would use 2 oxen, and they normally would be the same height. And he would put this wooden device around the neck. It'll be 1 oxen on the left and 1 oxen on the right. And the farmer would be in the back, and there was this wood thing that the farmer would hold, and the oxen would pull, and it would break up the ground. And that would represent they were equally yoked because the oxen were at the same height and had the same strength. Now, this is what being unequally yoked. If a farmer put an ox on the left-hand side and then put a horse on the right-hand side, it would be unequally yoked because the horse is up here and the ox is down here. So what's going to happen? The ox is strong and the horse is strong, but the ox is shorter than the horse. So it's going to be a problem. The horse neck probably going to break or the ox neck going to break. So that's unequally yoked. Now you get the picture. So when it comes to a relationship, my brother and sister, you have to be equally yoked. And the only way a man and woman are going to be equally yoked, God has to do it. God has to handpick that woman for the man, and he has to handpick that man for the woman. That's the only way a relationship could be equally yoked. So you understand the concept. But going back to why buy the cow when you can get the milk free? There are a lot of worldly women, and it's sad to say there are some of you sisters that are living this life. You're not married to the man, but you're playing the wife. You're giving him everything a wife would do. Some of you sisters, you want a man so bad, you playing the actual part of wife. What do I mean by that? You are cleaning up for the man. You're cooking the man meal. You're doing all the things that a wife would do. You giving your body to the man. You're doing all the things the wife would do, but guess what? You're not his wife. So that man is squeezing you like he would squeeze an orange together, and he's squeezing all the juice out of you. And when that man squeezes all the juice out of you, he's going to eventually discharge you. So that's why I got by the cow when the milk free. That's just like this. If I was on the farm, why would I go to Kroger's and buy a gallon of milk when I could go right out of my barn and milk a cow for free? I could go to my barn and milk a cow for free and save my money. So it doesn't make no sense for me to go to Kroger's and get some milk when I got a cow out there. And I'm not saying no woman is a cow, but you understand the situation. I'm getting the same thing. You follow what I'm saying? I'm getting the same thing. So some of you sisters, you have to ask yourself this question. Why am I giving this man wifely privileges? And if I'm giving this man wifely privileges, why would I get pissed off when he leave me? He's leaving you because you put yourself in that situation. That's right. You put yourself in that situation. So there's no need of talking bad about the man because you both were playing. And guess what? God seen it. God let you play. You were not real with God because, see, when it comes to God, God always want a man and a woman. God does not endorse girlfriend or boyfriend. I have said that several times. God does not endorse the girlfriend-boyfriend relationship. God wants a man and woman to grow up and be a Christian man and a Christian woman and be serious about the relationship mentally and mentally serious about the relationship. He wants that man and woman to commit to the relationship hard to hard. And once that man and woman mentally are serious about the relationship, on one accord, and when that man and woman hard is committed to the relationship, God wants that man and woman to say, I do. Now, there are some men and some women that say, married, we could be married without a piece of paper. But you got to understand this. God has a law. Whatever country you in, you got to obey the law of the land as long as it doesn't go beyond God's thing. So what does the law of the land say? You got to go by the law of the land as long as it don't go beyond what God, because you see, the laws of the land, basically United States of America have some states that require you to get that marriage license. And God wants you to do it that way. You understand? So you can't stay in the United States and you want to live how they do over in Iraq and Egypt and all that kind of stuff. You can't do, you're not living over there. They got their own laws. And then there's some states in the United States, if a man and woman live together, those states say that a man and woman are common law marriages. But you see, the question is, what does God think about the relationship? Sister, you have to think about, does God endorse this type of relationship that I am in with this man? So you got to be married, my brothers. You got to be married, my sister, according to how God wants the relationship to be. If you were living over on the East, especially during biblical times, when a man and a woman had sexual relationship together, that man and that woman were deemed as married. But you're not living back there. You understand? Anytime a man and a woman had sexual relationship, that was said that a man and woman is married. Over there in the Middle East and stuff, most of those marriages are planned. In the United States, relationship normally are not planned. A man and woman choose what he or she gonna do. But over there in the Middle East, a lot of times those marriages are planned between families. We don't have the custom over there in the Middle East. You stay in the West. You understand? You stay in the West. You don't stay in the East. But you got to be real, sister, because if you allow a man to squeeze all your energy out of you, you're going to be used. And more than likely, a lot of you sisters, right now, I'm not talking about the word of women, I'm talking about some of you sisters, right now you are in a relationship with a man, and that man say he's serious, he say he committed, but he won't marry you. And he want to put that Middle East crap into the West. He has no intention of marrying you, but he getting everything out of you. You know why the man don't marry some of your sister? I'm talking to you, sister, now. You know why this particular man will not marry you? Why he getting the milk free? Because you're not the one. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. You're not the one. If a man string you along for years, and even though his family recognize you as a couple, your family recognize you as a couple, your friend recognize, your co-workers, social media, all that, they recognize it. God does not recognize it. That's the key thing. Does God recognize our relationship? So when that man bounce on you, why are you going to go talk to your family? Why are you going to go want to talk to your friends? Why are you going to go to social media and say how crappy he was? He did you wrong. You put yourself in that position, my sister, and the outside worldly women. You put yourself in that position. So when the man left you for another woman, God did not validate the relationship from the beginning. Sister Brenda Left said, wow, powerful, not being the one certain makes sense. That's what I'm talking about. My auntie David said, he just used you until he found what he want. Amen. And how you doing, Sister Antoinette? And Facebook use, I believe, is Angela Brawny. Is Angela, that's you down there at the dinner table? Welcome to the dinner table, Antoinette, Black Diamond, Sims, and Facebook use. I think that Angela Brawny. Is that you, sister? But anyway, listen. You were being used. You were being bamboozled. You were being led astray. You let your heart lead you, sister. That's a dangerous thing, sister. The men know that you are emotional. And like I have always said, sister, listen to this. Listen to your brother Tony. We know how far we want to go with you. You understand, sister? Some of you that listen to me now, you're in your 30s, you're in your 40s, you're 50, 60. We know how far we want to go with you. We know from the Rudy to the Tootie. We know from the first to the late. We know how far we want to go with you. And it don't take a full week for us to know how far we want to go with you. We know. But you allow the man to scratch this out. Some of you sisters, you allow the man to say, let's just see how far this go. I've been hurt so much, I really don't want to get in a relationship, but they still get all the milk from the cow. And I'm not calling you no cow, but you know what I'm talking about. Why buy the cow when they're milk free? So when this man leave you for another woman, now you want to save face, right? You want to save face because you feel bad. You feel bad, your family, your friends, your co-workers, when they find out, when they see this man with another woman, when social media see you with pictures with this man, right? Then all of a sudden you go ghost, right? And then they start noticing you on social media by yourself. Then they look at your profile and they notice that you done took down all those couple pictures, right? They notice that, but you don't want to say nothing, but you was all on social media with that man, right? And you know, and another thing, some of you sister, why are you taking pictures with a man and saying that's your boo and stuff like that when he's not your husband? Why are you doing that foolishness? You didn't have a plan. I could see if you had a plan and he had a plan, I can understand that if you had a plan. But if you're not married, my sister, listen to this. You and that man, both of you are free agents. What is a free agent? A free agent could sign up with whatever team he or she want to. Let's look at it from a football standpoint. You're either going to get drafted or you're not going to get drafted. Okay? Those that normally get drafted, they're going to be offered what is called a contract. Okay? The ones that get drafted, they're going to be, you all have seen the draft before, you heard about it, right? Those guys that get drafted, when the draft come around, those the one that going to sign a contract. What does that contract say? That contract is an agreement between that potential football player and the organization, the football organization. You understand? Now, if you didn't get drafted, you are what are called a walk-on or a free agent. The team have not committed to you. So you go out there and you're trying to make the team, but you don't have a contract. So it's an iffy. While you're trying to make the team, you could get hurt and all that kind of stuff. There's no guarantee. You understand? There's no guarantee. When you get married, United States, in majority of the state, you sign what is called a contract. That's a marriage license. And you see, when you're on a football team, you don't feel like you're on a football team. You are on the football team because you signed that contract. When you're married, you don't have to feel like you're married, but you signed that document. You understand how you're doing, Sister Keisha? Let me show you all something right quick. Don't go nowhere. I want to show you all something. I want to show you something. Don't go nowhere. I'll be right back. Now, welcome, Sister Keisha and Sister Monica, to the dinner table. Let me tell you something. You see this right here? I hope you all can see it. I hope the light, let me move this light so you can see what I'm talking about. I hope you can see it. Maybe you can see it, maybe you can't. Well, anyway, let me tell you what this is right here. This is a marriage license. This is what this is. This is a marriage license. You see that lady up on that wall right there? This is my name, and this is her name. And at the top, it has marriage license. So she ain't got to feel like she my wife. I don't have to feel like I'm her husband. She's not in a situation where why buy the cow when you can get the milk free? She knows, and you all remember that song by Richard Dimplefield, She Got Papers on Me. So Cinderella got papers on me. And I got papers on her. This is the document. Some of you sisters, look up on your wall and tell me, those of you that got a boyfriend, why you don't have this marriage license. You've been with a man 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 years, and his name is not here, and your name is not here. You don't have a seal. You are not recognized. There are a lot of men that refuse to have their names right here and your name right here. Do you follow my point? Why you, some of you sisters, why you don't have this yet? Why you don't have a marriage license? Because you're in a situation where why buy the cow when you could get the milk free? How clear can I get? Why you let a man string you along? Why are you doing this? Why are you letting the man string you along? If that man said he was serious, if that man said he was committed, you will have this on your wall. Which means he's lying to you. He's not serious about you. He's not committed to you. And guess what he did? Guess what else he did? Besides not signing this, guess what else he did? You see this what I got on my hand? See this what I got on my hand? This is a wedding band. A lot of you sisters, we ain't even talk about word of man. I'm talking about some of you sisters. Why you don't have a wedding band on your finger? Why? Ask yourself this. Or do you want to kick yourself in your own butt, but your legs too short? You can't kick yourself in your own butt. Why you don't have one of these on your fingers? Why? Ask yourself this. I'm not trying to make you feel bad, but I'm trying to put something in you. A lot of you sisters, you grew up looking at too many Disney movies. You grew up looking at Snow White and all those romantic cartoons. You believe that that man is the knight in shining armor, right? Well, why this knight in shining armor haven't put this on you? Why? This right here, the man may have went to a pawn shop, or he could have even took you to one of those jewelry stores and he bought one of these and put it on your finger. And you believe that it is an engagement ring. You believe that it's an engagement ring, but it's not an engagement ring. It is officially called a shut-up ring. Sister Monica said, maybe I should frame my marriage license. I would probably still be married. Okay. So some of you sisters right now, he took you to a jewelry store and y'all walked around the jewelry store and you tried on a ring, didn't you? You tried on a ring, right? That was 5 years ago. That was 5 years ago. You bought a ring. There's some of you sisters that he took you to dinner to a nice restaurant and he put the ring on your finger. There are some of you sisters that he got on his knee and put a ring on your finger, and you thought it was good. You thought it was all cool. He got on his knees in front of your family and friends, or he got on his knees in front of your strangers. He did this on social media, and you doing all the tears coming down your eyes, and he put this ring. He said, "Will you marry me?" And you said, "Yes, yes, I will marry you." So he put this ring on your finger. And it's all a memory, right? You listen to Minnie Riperton song, Back Down Memory Lane. You keep playing Minnie Riperton song over and over again. You've been playing Minnie Riperton song for many, many years, and Minnie is not here with us no more. Some of you still wearing that same ring when Minnie Riperton sang Back Down Memory Lane. That's all you could do now. You're going back down memory lane, and you're not the same woman you were yesterday. You're growing older, and that man is milking you and milking you and milking you. Then he bounce on you and go marry another woman. And you see, a lot of times, some of you sisters, let me tell you something. Some of you sisters, you think that he been messing with the woman for a long period of time. That's not necessarily so. He could meet a woman while he's dating you, and y'all quit, and he can marry that woman immediately. And they don't know each other that well. But it was something about her that he bounced on you and married. Now, why you want to fight with the woman? Why you want to talk about the woman? Why you want to let me tell you what some women do. When a man go to another woman, this is what most women do. They do comparison and contrast. What do I mean by that? They want to see how that woman look. That's the first thing they want to see, how she look. Now, if the woman don't look as better than she look, she feel kind of good because, well, he went to that. Look at you, and you doing comparison contrast on the outside. He went to that, and then you want to feel good about it, right? You want to feel good about it. You want to pat yourself on the shoulder. But the point is, he went to that, and it wasn't you. Even though he went to that, it wasn't you. Which lead to, why did he go to that? Because that had something that you didn't have, which goes to number 3. Question. That man, let me tell you very clearly. Listen up. That man could have decided to listen carefully. That man could decide, the man that you're dealing with is wrong what I'm about to say, but sometimes this happens. That man is a Christian. You are not. He wanted to be in a relationship with you. He wanted you to follow him as he followed Christ. That godly man should not have been dealing with you anyway, because he knew what he was looking for from the beginning. But he knew he wanted you. He really wanted you to be a Christian woman with him. He wanted you to change, but you would not. So what he did, he got tired. He got tired of doing it. He got tired of wasting your time and his time. So what did he do? He decided to let God handpick his woman. He got tired of playing. He wanted to work out. I'm telling you something, sister. Sometimes a man really wants you to be the one. He really wants you to be the one. But you play church. So he get tired of it. And you notice that he started pulling away. And you wonder why he pulling away. It's not another woman at that time. The man did not leave per se for another woman. What he was doing, he was getting his life together with God. And when he was getting his life together with God, he still had a desire for a mate. But you didn't want to get on board. So what happened? He allowed for God to handpick his mate. That's what he did. He allowed for God to handpick his mate. And when God handpicked his mate, it was a Proverbs 31 woman. You know why I could tell you that? Because I lived that life. Teresa Thomas said it could have been you did not do what he wanted to do. Amen. Let me tell you this. I know because I have walked down that road before. When I was out there in the world, when I was dealing with women, I knew how far it was going to go. I knew. There's not one woman that could say I misled them. Not one. Not one woman could say that I said that I was in the past. There's not one woman that could say I said we were serious. Not one could say I said we serious. Not one could say we were committed. The only woman that could say that is a woman that I was married to in the past. The key thing is married to in the past, not no one that I was not married to. You understand what I'm saying? Let me tell you what happened. When I met her, I was dating or going out. Okay, when I was going out. And I have told you all this before, and some of you have never heard it before, but I'm going to tell you based on my experience. When I was out there, I could tell that the women, they weren't the one. There's not one woman in my past that could say I blew up her phone. There's not one woman in my past that said I text her or beg her. There's not one woman that could tell you that. The reason why, because I seen any woman that basically met my family. Listen to me carefully. Any woman that basically met my family, that's my core, and some of my friends, those women had potential. Now, there were some women that I dated, they had per se potential, but not real potential to motivate me to share them with my family. Why? Because of themselves. It was not that I was ashamed. It was not that I was ashamed. Some of them could have had a potty mouth. Some of them could have been dressed in a certain way that, that was questionable. And I knew I couldn't take that stuff in front of my family. I knew I couldn't take that stuff in front of my friends. I knew I couldn't do all that stuff. So I got tired. I got tired. So when I met that one, there was this one particular lady that I was about to make a mistake with. What do I mean by make a mistake? I was planning on selling. When I was planning on selling, it was going to come to an end, but I was planning on selling. And I know how some of you brothers, some of you sisters, that you see, sometimes you look at a person and say, I might as well. Can it be better? But let me tell you, it can be better, because it's a thing called a ram in the bush. So she was in the bush. She was the ram in the bush. Let me tell you what happened. When I met her, I knew within a short period of time that she was going to be my wife. You know how I knew it? Because she was a Proverbs 31 woman. She was not perfect. I was not perfect, but she was a Proverbs 31 woman. What is a Proverbs 31 woman? I'm not putting my wife on no pedestal, but she when you look in the Bible for a Proverbs 31 woman, she had a lot of those traits. The majority of the women that I was seeing and stuff, a lot of them played church. They would go to church and all that kind of stuff, but the Lord was not in them. And the Lord, he had given me wisdom, understanding, discernment. He gave me wisdom, knowledge, and discernment. You understand? Wisdom, knowledge, discernment. That's what he gave to me. And understanding. The Lord gave me wisdom, the knowledge that I had by dating other women, the wisdom that I had, and the knowledge that I had by dating other women. Then it got down to understanding. So I understood where some of these women were coming from. So that led to me utilizing my discernment. So when I met that one, I knew that she was a Proverbs 31 woman. If you want to know what a Proverbs 31 woman, she's not perfect. She's not perfect. She's not perfect. She's not perfect. But that was a blueprint into the type of woman that I was yearning for. Now, some women that I dealt with in the past, they wanted to know, why did I marry Cinderella? What happened to me? What happened to you? God showed me that you were not the one. And I'm being honest. There's a lot of brothers that won't tell women this. You were not the one. Let me give you a rundown about some things about a Proverbs 31 woman. You see, when a man gets a Proverbs 31 woman, she comes to add to the man's life and purpose. Okay? She comes to add to the man's life and purpose. What do I mean by that? She's not a liability. She already was taking care of business before the man met her. Look at Ruth. Ruth was taking care of business before Boaz met her. Ruth was not looking for a man to take care of her. Ruth was looking for no man to give her money. Ruth was not looking for a man to get her nails done. Ruth was not looking for a man to get her hair done. Ruth was not looking for a man to pay her house note or her mortgage. Ruth was not looking for no man paying her car note or paying for her donkey to get fed, because there was no car back during that time. Ruth was not looking for no man to take care of her. Ruth had two things on her mind. Ruth had the thing about serving God and taking care of her mother-in-law. She was an asset. When Boaz seen Ruth, he seen something in that woman. What did he see in the woman? He see God in her first. That's the first thing he seen. He seen that she would be an asset to his life and his purpose, because Boaz already had things together. So when a man have things together and he see a woman that's already taking care of business without a man. You see, Ruth was not looking for a man. Ruth wasn't going around saying, I can't find a man. You don't see nowhere in the Bible where Ruth looking for a man, do you? She had a desire. And God put her in a situation so Boaz could see her. So Boaz put her in a situation, and her name ain't Ruth, her name Tequessa. But a lot of you mess her name up, so just call her Cinderella. That's what I tell people. Call her Cinderella. Because some people say Tawala, all that. Her name is Tequessa, but call her Cinderella. That's the same thing to call her. If you call her Cinderella, she would say, hey, how you doing? That's what I call her. I call her Cinderella when everything good, but when things get a little steam over him, that's when I call her Tequessa. When I said Tequessa, she know it's real then. But majority of the time, I call her Cinderella. Cinderella. But anyway, the woman, she adds something to the man's life and purpose, because the man have a purpose for the Lord, and the woman, she already serving the Lord, and she taking care of her business. If she have children or whatever, she taking care of them. She's standing on her own. So when the woman come in, she coming in 100%. She not coming in for a man to take care of her. But you see, a man of God, he's going to already be planning on taking care of her without she coming to find a man to take care of her. Do you understand what I'm saying? She come into his life as an asset. She's not a liability. Most men lead with their pockets. Brother, you cannot buy love. That's what a lot of you guys do. If you did not, as long as you guys, if you didn't have a lot of money or a lot of things, a lot of those women that you're with, they wouldn't be with you. So some of you brothers think that a woman is actually with you because you. Majority of women are not with you, brothers, for you. They are with you for what you can give them. A lot of women are in survival mode. They looking for stability on your dime. That's why a lot of you brothers, you fail in relationship, because if you lose your job or whatever, they gone on you. First thing, is she a Proverbs 31 woman? Does she add to your life, or is she a liability? If a woman come into your life and she bringing something in, and I ain't talking about her assets, but it goes to her character. Is she bringing her a good character in? Is she looking to help you with your purpose? Most of them don't come in helping a man with his purpose. They come in with their own agendas. So if a woman come into a relationship, a godly woman come into a relationship with a man, and she's a godly woman, now we're talking about godly women. We're not talking about women that play like they know God or go to worship service. A lot of them that go to worship service, they don't even have no relationship with God. They just going to worship service, and then they think the church, they think going to worship on Sunday, and then they live another type of life through the week. And you see, I dealt with some of those type of women. They will go to worship service, and then they will live another life through the course of the week. And I knew they weren't real. So I was going through the motion. I was just telling you, brother and sister, the truth. I was going through the motion with them. I know those that were going through the motion. A Proverbs 31 woman, she comes as a giver. She doesn't come as a taker. She come into the relationship to give 100% of herself. She not coming to the relationship to drain the man. You understand? She is a giver, not a taker. What does that mean? The Lord say it's more better to give than receive. He didn't say better to receive than give. He did not say that. It said the Bible also said the Lord loveth a cheerful what? Giver. So the woman that come into the man's life, she is a cheerful giver. She don't come into a relationship looking for a man to spoil her. Because if she's the right woman, guess what? The man gonna do what I always say. He's gonna do a lot of just because. He's not looking to spoil her. He's gonna do some things for that woman consistently. Why he gonna do things for that woman consistently? Because the woman, she is consistent. Which leads to she keeps her word. How you doing, Sister Marie? I got to rewind this when you're done because I know you made a delicious dinner. Yes, I hope I did, Sister Marie. Welcome to the dinner table. She keeps her word. That's very important for a man of God. The man of God is not perfect. Don't get me wrong. But a woman that keep her word and she's not double-minded. The Bible says in James, a man that is double-minded is unstable in all his ways. So a lot of women that I was dealing with were double-minded. They were not consistent. That one, she is consistent. I'm not saying that majority of the time when she tell me something, she come through. She come through. She did not come in making excuses. She basically came every time she tell me she gonna do something, she did it. I don't remember one time. I'm trying to think one time. She told me something she haven't done it. Up to this day, my brother and sister, believe me, everything that she have told me she was going to do, she did it. Right now, she been 99.9. I didn't say 100%. I said 99.9. That's close to 9. I mean, that's close to 100. Everything she told me she would do in the relationship, she has done it. Majority of the women that I have dealt with in the past, they've been double-minded. I said majority. I didn't say all. I said majority. They've been double-minded. They've been unstable. I was looking for a Christian woman. I was not looking for no religious woman. I was looking for a Christian woman. A woman that served God through his son, Jesus Christ. A woman that was serving God in spirit and in truth. If a woman is double-minded, She will say one thing and do another. She is not consistent in what she says. That's why a lot of guys leave some women, because you're not consistent in what you say. Some women like to play head games. What do I mean by head game? They want to see if the man going to chase or pursue them. Godly men do not chase women. Godly men do not pursue women. Worldly men pursue and chase women. Godly men do not. You know why godly men do not? Because God bring the woman to the man. God brought Eve to Adam. He brought Rebekah to Isaac. He brought Ruth to Boaz. Neither one of those guys ran after a woman. When Samson ran after a woman, he ended up with Delilah. He was running, he pursuing. What happened to him? King Solomon was the most wisest man in the world. He ran after 1,000 women. What happened to him? Samson didn't let God bring the right woman to him. Solomon didn't let God bring none of those women to him. And each one of those men that ran after a woman and pursued them, they failed down eventually. Godly men do not run after women. Godly men don't have to prove nothing to no woman. Calandra Moore, how you doing, sister? Welcome to the dinner table. Godly men don't have to chase women. All godly men have to do is delight in the Lord. And when a godly man delight in the Lord, the man, he is all about God first, even though he make mistakes and errors, and he have sinned. How you doing, Calandra Mo? How you doing? Welcome to the dinner table. He have sinned. A godly man is not without sin. He have sinned, but he's following the Lord. He's delighting in the Lord. And when the man delighting in the Lord, guess what the Lord does? When he see that man have a desire, he will bring the woman. Because what did the Bible say? When God looked at Adam, he said, it's not good for man to be alone. So I will make for him a helpmeet. When God bring the right woman to a man, guess what? He don't have to beg the woman for anything. She come in giving. He don't have to play no head game. He don't have to. Some women say, okay, if he do this, I do this. If he don't do this, I won't do this. So some women, they think that the relationship revolves around them. That's one of the most foolish things some women think. Because the Bible clearly say this. It say that the man was not created for the woman. It said that the woman was created for the man. I'm going to say that 2 more times. The Bible clearly say the man was not created for the woman, but the woman for the man. I'm going to say it again. These are not Tony words. I'm just a reporter. I'm from station God. The man was not created for the woman. She was created for the man. The man was created in God's image and God's glory. God created the woman for the man to be the helpmeet. He did not create a woman for the man to be her helpmeet. The Bible doesn't say that. Is the man better than the woman? No. He's not better than the woman, but that's how God strategically did it. So a godly man doesn't have to spoil a woman. He's going to do a whole bunch of because she is from God. He's going to be thinking about what she needs and what she wants. He's going to anticipate. Now, there are some women that used to say, you know what some women used to say about me? They say, you so stingy. They say, you so stingy. You doggone too now was stingy. You weren't going to use me. Nana. You see, when it comes to a relationship, a man and a woman are supposed to get 100% in a relationship. It was not going to be one-sided. If I detected that a woman trying to get an advantage out of me, now it was one that was successful that really gave me the okie doke. I'm not banning 1,000. Now, in one woman, she got me real good because I put my guard down. I seen the red flags. I seen the fleas, and she got me. She bit me good. She dogged me, right? But I learned from it, and from that time on, it didn't happen again. And let me tell you what I used to do. If I knew a woman was trying to pull a fast one, I wouldn't tell her that she was trying to pull a fast one. I let her go ahead thinking she was doing something. If I knew a woman was dealing with another man, I was not one of those type of guys that gonna say, "Are you dealing with another man?" Or I think you're dealing with another man. A lot of times I knew it, but I played. You know what? A wise man could play a fool, but a fool can't play wise. And a wise woman could play. A wise woman could play like a fool, but a fool can't play wise. So I could go around thinking I don't know what's going on. So if I knew another woman was trying to pull a fast one with another man or me, you know what I did? I let her go ahead and do it. And the next thing you know, Tony was gone. Whenever a woman tried to pull a fast one on me, because a whole bunch of them were trying to pull a fast one, when I found out she was trying to be smart and seeing another man or men, I act like I didn't know what was going on. The next thing she knew, she noticed it was a change. She noticed it was a pullback. You know what I was doing? I was preparing to leave. Mentally and emotionally, I was preparing to leave. And when I left, it was too late. Then when I left the relationships, they want to know what happened. You did me wrong, Tony. That's what I was told. You did me wrong. I didn't do you wrong, sweetheart. Now I'm not just talking to one. I'm not throwing no shade, but I'm telling you, I didn't do you wrong, sweethearts, with a plural. Sweethearts, I didn't do you wrong. I just caught on to what you was doing. You were trying to be smart. I have said at the players' table before. I know how players play. I used to be a player. So when I met a female player, I already knew. I had sat at the game before. I had the cards in my hand. I know how players operate. So when a woman tried to be a player with me, I knew it because I played the game. I lost at the table before, but majority of the time I won. So why did you marry her? There was someone would ask me, why did he go marry another woman? Why marry another woman? Because the woman, she come into the relationship and she clearly knows the role and responsibility and duty of a man, and she clearly knows the role and responsibilities and boundaries. The man knows the boundaries, the woman knows the boundaries. The man knows his role and responsibility, the woman knows her role and responsibility. It's not no power struggle. See, some women, they get a relationship, they want to have this power thing. They want to have this power thing. We make decisions together. We do this together. But God clearly defined the relationship. God say in his word, God is the head of Christ. Let's get it clear. I'm going to say it 3 times. God is the head of Christ. Christ is the head of man. Man is the head of woman. Let's say this again. Come on, class. God is the head of Christ. Christ is the head of man. Man is the head of woman. Let's say this again. God is the head of Christ. Christ is the head of man. Man is the head of woman. When I say Christ, the man is the head of woman, that means a married man to his wife. Not a man, single man and a single woman. It's a married man and a married woman. A woman that God is a daughter of God, she come in, she's very feminine. That's right, Sister Marie. A lot of women want to be authority in a relationship. That's right. It's a whole bunch of women that likes to be controlling. And I have told you, brothers and sisters, this before. I have met, it's two women, and some of you have heard me say this before, and I got to tell you again. It's Exhibit A and Exhibit B. Both of them made more money than me. And let me tell you this. What I noticed, and a whole bunch, and a few more men noticed, it appears now, not in all cases now, check me not, it appears that a lot of women that make more money than a man, and she got a higher position. A lot of them. I'm not saying all. Listen to me. Listen to my lip. I'm not saying all. I'm not saying all. I'm not saying all. But a lot of women that got more assets and money than a man, they want to be the man in the relationship. And a lot of men can identify with what I'm saying. Take me, for example. You know, I like to give you pages out of my life. Exhibit A. This one lady, she had a high position. She made 3 times more money than me. She had more assets than me. But, and I have told you all this before, she wanted to get married. And this is what she told me. She wanted me to move into her house. She said, you can move into my house. We can get married. In one night, you can move where I'm at, and we move in a house together. No, she wanted me to move in her house. She said, you can move in my house, and the check that you get, you can deposit that in my bank account, and you ain't got to pay no bills. That's what she told me. Listen to this, my brother and sister. How ludicrous, and my name ain't ludicrous, but how ludicrous this sound. She said, when you get paid, I want your check to be deposited into my bank account. She said, you ain't got to pay no bill. I must have looked like Boo Boo the Fool, my brothers and sisters. I got to be Boo Boo the Fool, because if I was giving her all of my money, I'm still paying all my bills. And then she had the audacity to say, I would give you a stipend. I would give you a weekly stipend. How you doing, Sister Ashley? Welcome to the dinner table. Yeah, very masculine, sister. She said, you know what a stipend is? That's an allowance. So she said, you ain't got to put no gas in your car. You ain't got to pay no car note. You ain't got to do nothing. I'll take care of all. Just send your check to my account. I'm still paying my bills. But I'm losing it. She thought I was losing it, my brother and sister. But Because you know what? I picked this particular woman. She would go to worship with me, right? She would go to worship with me, right? But then it got to the point where she would say, you could go into worship, and when you go to worship, you could come to me, you could come to my house, and we'll have dinner together. So, and that's another thing, my brothers and sisters, listen, why a man leave a woman. You see, you all heard of the real McCoy, right? I seen the real McCoy. Something told me that she wasn't real. But she was nice now. She was nice. She was pleasant and everything. But she started pulling back. So I knew that she was just going to public worship and stuff with me just to be doing it. She was playing a role, but she got tired of it. You know why she got tired of it? Because it wasn't real. It wasn't the real McCoy. So I knew it was time to get prepared to go, which I did. And she got pissed off. She got pissed off to the third party. But I made a good decision. Next, Exhibit B. That was this sister, that was this senorita that I was dating. Remember the first one I said she made 3 times more money than me. This other, she made 5 or 6 times more money than me. We talk about assets and stuff now. and she had more stuff than me. This chick, she had, and I have told you all this before, she had a nice spread home. You go upstairs in her house, her roof would go back like that, and she had a glass, and you could see the moon, the stars, and the mountains and everything. That's how that sister had it going on. She had it going on. She said she wanted to get married to me. When we used to go out, she did not want me to spend my money. She always said, put your money up, because she used to use all that stuff for write-off stuff. She was rolling, right? She got married with me. And when she got married with me, we went to dinner. She had bought me a lot of stuff. I didn't tell her to buy it. She bought it. She brought it to my place where I was staying. She got mad with me because I told her to stop comparing me to her daddy. And then she said, then she came and took everything that she bought. She even wanted me to stop working while I was working. She said, I want you to work with me, because she had several businesses, right? She wanted me to work with her. Guess what? If I would have married her, she would have fired me. She would have kicked me, because she wanted me to stay with her too. One thing about it, what you sisters need to know, what you brothers need to know, brother, you need to know this. If you are dealing with a woman and she's truly blessed, the best thing, my recommendation is, she either move where you at or y'all move somewhere together. Don't move in that woman's house. If you could help it, don't move in her house. There are certain women now, let me tell you this, there are certain women that you can move in their house. These are very rare women. Very, very rare. But it was over. So there are a lot of women that like to control. Sister, if you cannot control a man of God. You can control a worldly man, but there's no way you can control a man of God. You know why you can't control a man of God? Because he knows who he is. He knows why he's here, and he knows where he's going. That's why a worldly woman or a godly woman cannot control a godly man. Check this out. Because you see, the man, a godly man, he followed in the steps of Christ. Thank you, Sister Margie G. Thank you for coming to the dinner table. And Sister Alpha, I don't know what I told you, Sister Marie. Welcome to the dinner table. A godly man cannot be controlled by a woman. 888 here and now sound like a narcissist. A godly man cannot be controlled by a woman. A godly man is controlled only by the Lord. What happened when Adam listened to Eve? We got the effects right now. God said, because you listen to your wife. God had told Adam everything. He gave Adam a job, tipped him the ground. He gave Adam somewhere to stay, the Garden of Eden. And Adam would whistle while he working. He told Adam to name all the animals. He told Adam he could eat of everything in the garden, but not the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. That's the only boundary God gave to Adam. Eve came. The Bible clearly say, so though no man can blame Eve for nothing. Let me put that down right now. No man can blame Eve for nothing. Because the Bible say that the woman was deceived, not the man. I'm going to say that two more times. The Bible clearly say the woman was deceived, not the man. Again, the Bible clearly say that the woman was deceived. That means she was fooled, hoodwinked, bamboozled by Satan. And the Bible said the man was not deceived. So when Eve ate this forbidden fruit and she turned around and gave it to Adam, Adam knew full well what he was doing. Satan got Eve on her emotions. Satan, listen to me 2 more times. Satan got Eve on her emotions. Satan got Eve on her emotion. Did Satan want Adam and Eve? No. Satan attack was directly at God. That's right, Sister Teresa Toomer. Thank you. James 1:5. Thank you. That's right, Sister Teresa. James 1:5. Now listen, Satan, it wasn't about Eve and Adam. It was about this fight between God and Satan. So it was bigger than Adam and Eve. Eve was deceived. She was going by her emotion. When you look at the Bible, when Satan Satan started talking to Eve. He was a sweet talker. Satan is known as the angel of light. All this, it's October right now. It's going to be a whole bunch of Halloween stuff that come on TV. They're going to show some stuff of how the devil look. That he's going to look horrible and everything. But to really tell you that Satan don't look nothing like that. Satan was one of the most beautiful creation God even made. The Bible says Satan transformed himself into the angel of light. Don't you all know that Satan was one of the archangels that was close to God? He was over the music. Satan was over the music. That's why a lot of men like to play that music for you, sister. They like to put that, are you in the mood and all that kind of stuff. Satan was over the choir in heaven. He was highly ranked. But he had pride. And when Satan had pride, he thought that he can kick God and Jesus and the Holy Spirit out of heaven. He wanted to be north of God. He looked at God's position and he wanted it. The creator, the creation wanted what the creator had. When God created Satan, he already knew what Satan was doing. I want you all to know that. It didn't surprise God. Now, some of you all want to say, well, why did God create Satan? I don't know. You have to ask him when you see him. But he created Satan. Nothing surprised God. God did everything for his business. Whether we agree with it, understand it, we don't. Because it said that God ways are way beyond our ways. His thoughts are way beyond our thoughts. God knows the end from the beginning. We need a beginning and trying to figure out the end. God already figured out the end. Then he worked back to the beginning. Don't you, brothers and sisters, know that this is a big chess match between God and Satan? You, brother, and you, sister, you are pawns, and we are pawns on this thing called earth. It's a chess game, but God always say checkmate. Back to Eve. Satan sweet talked Eve, and when she looked at this forbidden fruit, some of you all don't stop saying it's an apple. We don't know what type of fruit it is. It said forbidden fruit. So as of the night, don't say apple no more. Just say the forbidden fruit. That's what the Bible calls it. We don't know what it was. But anyway, he sweet talked Eve, and he changed. And then Eve said, we don't supposed to eat that fruit because we will die. Where did Eve get that from? More than likely, Adam told Eve what God told him. So Satan just changed one word. He sweet talked Eve because he had got into a serpent because he needed a body. So he got into a serpent, and a serpent was talking to Eve. So she was listening. Have you all never noticed how snake eyes be looking? Can you imagine that? Penetrating eyes, how snakes be looking. And that's how Satan was doing at Eve while he was talking to her. Like I'm talking to you all now. Just looking. But I'm not Satan. Just giving her direct eye contact. That's right, so Teresa, he was a smooth operator. And what Satan do? He said, he just changed one word. He said, you will not surely die. Then he's going to add some more stuff. Because God knows if you eat this fruit, you're going to be just like him. So what Eve did, she started thinking. She got emotional. She seen that fruit was good to eat, and she would get smart like God. That's what she thought. So she ate it. Nothing didn't happen right then when she ate it. Remember, God told Adam, in the day you eat of that fruit, you will surely die. Nothing happened right at that moment to Eve. As far as the physical, she died spiritually. Listen to what I'm saying. She died spiritually when she ate it. So she turned to give it to Adam. Adam knew better. Adam had a decision to make. I either follow God or I either follow this woman. And we know what Adam did. He caved in. So when Adam ate of the fruit, he said, uh-oh, he noticed a change. So Adam and Eve, their eyes were both open. Their eyes were already open spiritually. But when they did this, the spirit left both of them. So it said their eyes open mean they knew they did wrong. They felt guilt. They felt remorse. They never felt that way before. That's the first time they ever felt that way. That's right. Like Sister Teresa said, angels like us have free will. That's right. Angels and us have free will. Back to Satan, when God kicked him out of heaven, it said that a third of the angels got kicked out too because Satan sweet talked some of those angels. So Michael and his angel, they kicked Satan out of heaven. So where's Satan at now? He's moving up. It's 3 parts of heaven, you brothers and sisters. Did you all know that? It's 3 levels of heaven. When you see the sky, that's one level where the birds fly and the planes fly. That's one level. When you look at TV and it's dark, that's another level. That's the second. Heaven is got the 3rd heaven. Paul even said it's the 3rd heaven. God, Jesus, and the angels are in the 3rd heaven. It's 3 levels of heaven. But back to the story. Adam ate, Eve ate, and now they heard a voice. When they heard this, then they started trying to make some clothes. That's right, sister. After when they sinned against God, they were ashamed. And then Sister Calandra said God came looking for Adam because he was here where supposed to be. Yes. So when they heard this voice coming in the cool of the day, they used to run to the Lord. But this time they didn't run. They wanted to play hide and go seek. So Adam and Eve, they heard their voice and they said, uh-oh, here he come. Let's hide. So Adam and Eve, they went hiding, right? So they heard this voice coming. And guess who that was? It was Jesus. Some brothers and sisters don't know this, but it was Jesus. His name wasn't Jesus during that time, but it was Jesus. Out of God, the Godhead, you got God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. Jesus came in, but his name wasn't called Jesus at the time. Jesus said, Adam, where are you? You see, some people thought God came to play hide and go seek. God said, Adam, where are you? He already knew what Adam and Eve were. Let me give you some insight, my brother and sister. God already knew what Adam and Eve were going to do before he created them. Think about that. So God through his son Jesus came. Jesus said, Adam, where are you? Jesus was not asking Adam, where are you, like he was looking for him. What Jesus was actually asking Adam was, what position are you in now? That's what he meant. So when Jesus said, where are you, Adam? He was talking to both the man and the woman. Because before Adam gave Eve her name, she was Adam. It was a male Adam and a female Adam. Eve did not have her name until after the fall. That's what a lot of people miss. Eve was Miss Adam. Just like how when people get married, the woman take on the man's name. That's what some people don't understand. The woman takes on the man's name. Like that one, her last name is Toomer. She used to be called Gibson. Her last name is Toomer. She took on my name.
And she let go of her daddy's name. She did not call herself Tequessa Gibson Toomer. She let her daddy's name go. It's still her daddy. But I'm responsible for her. Her daddy is not her daddy, still going to be her daddy. I'm her husband. She cannot be one with her daddy. She's one with me, and I'm one with her. That's what some women don't understand. So when God said, Adam, where you at? He would talk to the man and the woman. So they both came out. And God said, then he said, the Lord said, what's up? Adam said, we were afraid. And then the Lord said, you were afraid. And the man was talking, the man Adam was talking, and the woman. We were afraid. And then Lord said, did you eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil that I told you not to eat? And then the male Adam looked at the woman, and the woman looked at him. And then the male pointed at the woman and said, she gave it to me, and the woman, he said, he pointed at God first, the Lord Jesus. He said, the woman, he pointed at Eve, but she was the male, she the female. He pointed at the female Adam. He said, the woman that you gave to me. Now listen to what the male Adam said. He said, the woman that you gave to me. So Adam, he's going to blame God and Eve. That's called shifting the blame. Can you imagine that? Adam going to blame the woman, then God. Excuses. Then the Lord turned to the woman and he said, what have you done? And the woman, she pointed at the serpent because he was right there. She said, the serpent gave it to me. He got me. That's what she basically told the Lord. He got me. And then at that point, that's when the Lord started laying, he redefined the roles and responsibilities of the relationship. That's when the Lord told Adam he was going to work until he couldn't work no more. And it was going to be hard. It was going to be hard. It's not going to be gravy no more, Adam, until you go right back to the dirt, because you are dirt. Remember the Lord formed Adam from dirt. He said, you're going to return to the dirt, buddy boy. Buddy boy, you're going to return to the dirt. And then guess what he told the woman? He said, you know what? When you have children, you're going to have some serious labor pains. And not only are you going to have serious labor pain, you know what your desire going to be. Your desire is going to be to control your husband, but your desire is going to go to him. Listen to what the Lord said. Your desire will basically, you're going to want the desire to control. That's why a lot of women have that control thing in there. They want to control the man. So the Lord said, but your desire is going to be to your husband. And I could see the woman, Adamson, she probably doing this on the inside. She didn't do that in front of the Lord of her head. She was doing it on the inside. And then the Lord said, guess what? And he's going to rule over you. The female Adam said, say what? He's going to rule over you. I can imagine the Lord had to tell her again, he's going to rule over you. So that's why a lot of worldly women have a problem with a man, a godly man standing in his position. Godly women stand in their position, in their role. They understand that God put the man in a role, but he's not better than a woman. He's equal, but he's in a role. That's just like when you brother and sister, you go to work, you may have a supervisor. That supervisor, whether male or female, that don't mean that they're better than you, but they're in a higher position than you. If you all can understand working for someone, you can understand the home. If you go to work, you have a supervisor or a manager. That don't mean they better than you, even though they may have a PhD or they may not have a PhD at all. They may have a certificate from kindergarten, but they still over you. But they're not no better than you. They're equal, but they're not better than you. That's what a lot of brothers and sisters need to understand. So when you bring it to the household, the man is not better than the wife. So some of you men, you want to be a dictator. You're not better than the woman. God put you in a position that's over the woman. That's why God said God is the head of Christ, Christ is the head of God, and God is the head of Christ is the head of man, and the man is over the woman, the head of the woman. Africa 123 said, because men marry for status and stability, while women think he's married them for love. Because men marry for status and stability, while women think he married them for love. Now, I'm glad you pointed out. The Bible clearly tells the man, it commands the man, a husband, to love the wife. The Bible clearly tells the man, it also tells the husband, said, treat the woman, you have to treat the woman with understanding. Because she's the weaker vessel. That's what the Bible says. So that your prayers will not be hindered. And then it tells the woman to respect your husband. If a man so love into his wife, he's going to reap respect. If a woman so respect into the man, she's going to reap love. That's what a lot of people don't understand. It's about sowing and reaping. Men, if you sow love into the woman, you're gonna reap respect. That's what you're gonna get. And sister, when you sow respect into the man, you're gonna get love. Only godly men and godly women know exactly what I'm talking about. If the world come by the dinner table tonight, they're gonna look at it and say, that man talking foolish stuff. The world don't work that way, and you got that right. The world don't work the way that I'm talking about. The world do not understand nothing that I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, but you understand. The world don't want nothing to do with God, especially when it comes to relationships. Again, if a man leave a woman, remember she's a Proverbs 31 woman. The man is a man of God. The woman is a daughter of God. The woman is a Proverbs 31 woman. The Lord formed the woman to be a Proverbs 31 woman. When the man finds the woman, she's already wife ready. Anytime God bring a woman to the man, she's wife ready. Anytime a man find a woman, he's husband ready. God don't bring no incomplete people together. The man gonna have his stuff together. The woman gonna have her stuff together. That's what a power couple is. I told you, brother and sister, this. A power couple is none of those people that come to your mind that you see on TV, that you read about in the magazine, the movies and all that. That's not no power couple. That's the world power. But my brother and sister, a power couple is a man, a woman, that's a son and daughter of God. That's the power couple, because the power couple represents the Lord and the church relationship. The world couple they represent trash. They represent up and they're going to go down. While a power couple, a Christian man, a Christian woman, they're going to go up. A power couple that belongs to God, they're thinking about saving souls. Margie G said the world only wants the ceremony of marriage, but God standard is married. Amen, sister. You hit the nail on the head. The world only wants the ceremony of marriage. A godly man and a godly woman, they know that their relationship bigger than the ceremony. The man know that he's supposed to be like Christ. The woman know that she's supposed to be like the church. And that's the only thing the world might see when it comes to the Lord Jesus and the relationship with the church. That's how the man and woman supposed to be. It's bigger. Because the man and woman, they're thinking about soul. If you notice this about worldly couple, they don't even think about your soul. All they think about is you praising them and you clapping for them and you falling out for them. Ask me who my favorite artist, ask me who my favorite actor or singer and all that kind of stuff is. I'm not going to faint over neither one of them. I ain't going to faint over neither one of them because they're only men and women. If I'm going to faint, I'm going to faint if maybe Jesus comes. Just like John, when John wrote the Revelation, when he went to the Lord in spirit, he fell out because he couldn't take it. That's the only way I fall. I'm not going to put my knee down for no man or no woman. The only one that I've bent my knees toward is God. I didn't even bend my knee for her. My wife ain't God. You see, the world want to get on your knees, and there's so much foolishness out there. Women get on their knees asking men to marry them. I'm the only person that get on my knee. The only person I'm going to get on my knee for is Jesus. My wife ain't Jesus. I'm not Jesus. She don't get on her knee for me. That's foolish. That's world stuff. Get on the knee for a man or woman. That's some world crap. It ain't nothing cute about getting on your knee for a man or a woman. Will you marry me? Get on your knee. Will you marry me? Will you marry me? There's not one woman that could say I got on my knees. I done been married before. I ain't get on my knees for them. I didn't get on my knees for that one either. I love her, but I ain't get on my knees for her. And I won't get on my knees now. She's not Jesus. My wife cannot save me. And I can't save her. You all know this, my brother and sister, when angels appear before men, if those men wanted to get on their knees, you know what the angels told them? Get up. Don't do that. Angels did not want men to get on their knees. Even though they felt compelled, angels said, don't do that. Angels knew that it was wrong. But men want women to get on their knees. Women want men to get on their knees. A woman, a Proverbs 31 woman, she gonna respect the man. And the best thing out of all of that, excuse me, a Proverbs 31 woman, guess what? This is what all men want a relationship. They just want peace. Godly men are simple, they're not complex. Godly men just want peace. Worldly women will not give you peace. Worldly women, while a man would leave a woman, worldly women, they want to fuss. They want to fuss. They used to chaos. Worldly women used to chaos. Worldly women don't know nothing about peace. Even if they go to the Middle East, they don't know nothing about peace. They used to chaos. They used to confusion. The Bible clearly said that God is not the author of confusion, but peace. When God brings the right woman into a man's life, he brings a woman that's going to be peaceful. Since her and I have been together, majority of our relationship been peace. Now, we have had storms in our relationship. Before her, majority of the women that I had a relationship with, it was basically chaos. Basically chaos. I'm not putting her on no pedestal, but I'm giving her a compliment and I'm praising her because you can praise the woman. Not put on a pedestal, but I praise her. Is she perfect? No, she's not perfect. But she's right. God brought the right woman into my relationship. Will our relationship end? Yes, it's going to end. One day it's going to end as we know it. It's either I'm going to die or she's going to die before the Lord comes. Or I walk out of a relationship or she walk out of a relationship. But hopefully it doesn't end like that. Or when Jesus comes, One of us go with him and one of us go in another direction. Or better, both of us go with the Lord. But if she and I go with the Lord, when the Lord comes, we won't be married no more. That's what a lot of you brothers and sisters don't understand. If the Lord comes right now, you're not going to be in the same type of relationship that you're in now. Because Jesus said, basically, you're going to be like the angels of heaven. The Lord said, when it comes to heaven, there's no giving to marriage or no marriage. So when Jesus comes, brother and sister, you are married to Jesus. You're not married to one another. You got a better type of relationship than you do right now. This is the best type of relationship you can have if the Lord is in it, by being married. That's the best you can do. As far as a relationship between a man and a woman, if you don't do it the right way, my brothers and sisters, you will not understand the utopia part of the relationship. That's why some men, I gave you several reasons why men leave women. Number one, if you start the relationship off wrong, that means if that man was already in a relationship with another woman and you knew it, and then y'all got together, he left that woman for you, it's doomed. Number two, you played the part of a wife. Why buy the cow when you could get the milk free? He was milking you and milking you and milking you. And now he bounced on you because he did not say I do to you. And he gave you that shut up ring. You thought it was an engagement ring, but it was shut up ring. And number three again, a Proverbs 31 woman. A woman, if a man leave a woman, he's a godly woman. She's not that Proverbs 31 woman. Because I told you, brothers and sisters, several times, we know how far we want to go with women. So if a man ever tell you, I'm not ready, don't waste your time, sister. If he say, I ain't ready, don't waste your time, because you're going to be in that proverbial, why buy the cow when it's going to be milk free? You think you're going to change that man subconsciously. You think you're going to do it. Let me tell you what some women do. Some women think that it could beat a man with good sex. That's what some women really think. If I give him some good sex, he'll change his mind because I got that wow factor. That's what some women think. I got that wow factor. Nobody ain't got no one better than me. So I could take a man down. Don't you, some of you sisters, know that sex don't keep a man? Don't you know, sister, that even if you cook hoops to try to get pregnant for a man, don't you know by having a child don't keep a man? A lot of time he run away. If you east, he could run west. If you north, he go south. So some of you sisters, you want to get pregnant by a man and you think you're going to trap him. You can't trap no man by no babies. So you taking your birth control pill? Yes, I'm taking it. You got that device up you? Yes, I still got it. Do you still have a cycle? Yeah, I have a cycle, but I ain't got pregnant yet. Those women that say I ain't got pregnant yet, you playing Russian roulette. You know when you put that one bullet in the gun and you spin that chamber. A lot of women, they go around playing Russian roulette. Just because they ain't been pregnant in years, but they still got that flow, you, brother, might catch that one bullet playing Russian roulette. And with that said, my brother and sister, I hope that you enjoyed this dinner tonight. I love you, brothers. I love you, sisters. Those of you that are on the book and those of you on the tube, take some of this good soul food with you. Wrap it up, and I clean the dinner table. You ain't got to worry about that. Just go share it with some more family members and friends. Those of you that are on the book and on the tube, share, like, make comments. Those of you that are on the tube, if you're not a subscriber, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification button so when it's dinner time, you're going to hear that ring over there so you can tune in. I love you, brother. I love you, sister. Thank you for being a part of the dinner table tonight. We had a good meal tonight. Don't you all agree? I love you, brothers. I love you, sister. You all have a good night and go to worship tomorrow. Give God some of your time collectively. When you worship God, go to worship God, not going to worship yourself. How you doing, Sister Cameron? Welcome to the dinner table. Worship God through his son, Jesus Christ. The best relationship you can have, my brother and sister, is a relationship with God's son, Jesus. Because guess what? He's the one that everyone going to have to deal with. Brother, you better make sure your relationship with the Lord is on point before a woman. Sister, you better make sure your relationship with Jesus is on point before a man. Get your priorities straight. I love you, brothers and sisters. Peace out.